Good morning. My name is Tom Flaws from ANS, Altman, Nussbaum, Shunnarah Trial Attorneys in Boston. And I'm here with the immediate family members of Daniel Martinez. I'll just introduce them. There's his mother, Apollonia, his father, Manuel, and his siblings, Matthew, David, Luke, and Michaela. On behalf of the entire Martinez family, thank you all for coming. To the members of the media that have taken your time, thank you. To Daniel's Marine platoon, we're overwhelmed by the support that you've shown and by you coming out here this weekend. Thank you. When there's a senseless tragedy like this, the victim's family is overwhelmed by emotion. Grief, confusion, and sadness are all natural. And make no mistake, the Martinez family feels all of these emotions at this time. But even in tragedy, the family feels a great sense of gratitude, not only to Daniel's Marine Corps brothers and sisters, but his extended family and friends who've shown tremendous support, and his loved ones. The family also feels gratitude to the work done by folks at the City of Boston, the police, the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, and the licensing authorities. Thank you. It's also normal, however, for a family to feel anger in light of this avoidable tragedy. And after reading everything that's come out over the past 10 or 12 days, we are most certainly troubled. Since Daniel's death, the Sons of Boston has lost its entertainment license. The City of Boston has alleged that the bar allowed a man to staff the door with a weapon without a license to do so. The city's alleged that after the stabbing, the bar did nothing to call for help for Daniel or to catch the person who had stabbed him. It's been reported that the assailant was allowed to re-enter the bar, clean blood off of himself, and escape through the back door. These shocking allegations actually demand further investigation. Given what we've learned, we're announcing today that once Daniel's estate is finalized, we will be filing a civil lawsuit against the Sons of Boston. This lawsuit will allow us to fully investigate whether the bar could have prevented this incident. We intend to learn everything Sons of Boston did in hiring the man who stabbed Daniel. Did they look into his background? Did they train him? Did they, as the City of Boston says, allow him to work the door with a weapon? Also, how could Sons of Boston have three incidents in a few months where their security staff allegedly threatened a patron, threatened police, and then killed a patron? The only way for us to learn these answers is through a civil lawsuit. The lawsuit will give us subpoena power and require Sons of Boston to be transparent and turn over everything they have regarding this horrific incident. We will get to the bottom of this, and we will do everything we can to ensure this type of thing never happens again by understanding how Daniel Martinez's life could have been lost on a beautiful Saturday evening before the sun had even set. With that, Daniel's father, Manny, would like to say a few words, and the family and I will take questions. Specifically, when we take questions, Manuel, Apollonia, and Matthew, as well as myself, will take questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, thank you, everyone, for taking the time this morning. I want to start with, first and foremost, thanking all the folks out there that have been reaching out to us and giving us their condolences, their support, their love. I'm just amazed of all the friends and family and complete strangers that have come up to us offering us condolences. And last Thursday when we brought my son back from Boston here, we were just overwhelmed by all the support that we received with people outside welcoming Daniel back home. And we know that we have 2 more very difficult days ahead, but we appreciate everyone's support. Thank you.
We'll open it up to questions at this point. As I mentioned, Matthew will speak for the siblings. The other siblings would prefer not to speak, but either parent and I will take questions as well.
El señor Manuel en español nos puede decir cómo se siente con esta demanda. How do you feel with this lawsuit?
Es algo necesario para que se haga justicia. Yo cuando fui a Boston a encargarme de todos los arreglos para traer mi hijo para atrás. Estaba tan preocupado pensando, vengo a hacer todo esto tan difícil y qué tal si me voy sin saber que el individuo que le causó la muerte a mi hijo ande allá libre. Peor, que nunca lo agarren y le pueda hacer eso a otra persona inocente. Gracias a Dios que las autoridades lo agarraron y esto es necesario para proteger a otra gente inocente, que nunca le pase a otra familia la tragedia que a nosotros nos ha pasado.
Para quienes no conocían a su hijo, ¿cómo lo describe usted?
Pues, ¿qué se puede decir? Como un padre, para uno sus hijos son la cosa más maravillosa de este mundo. Y me he enterado tanto de las cosas que mi hijo, como él era con gente allá afuera que yo no conocía, que él estaba listo para comprarles una comida, darles su chamarra si la ocupaban, muchas cosas bonitas que me ha enterado por medio de sus amigos que él hacía.
A question for you, Mr. Attorney. Do you have any better sense, and forgive me for coming into the story a little late, but do you have any better sense of what could have sparked this argument between Daniel and the Clowns?
Well, what's been reported is that there were some words spoken at the door, and then Daniel, who was unarmed, was chased down the street and stabbed.
Do we know any more than that?
We've talked to people. We don't know anything more as to what caused the doorman to do this, and that's part of why we want to file the civil lawsuit now, so we can make sure that we have all the information.
There's no past relationship between these two at all?
We're not aware of any past relationship, correct.
I understand that there's also video that shows what happened. Have you seen that video? Has the family seen that video?
Not at this point, no. That's another reason to file the lawsuit. Video will often not be released while there's an ongoing criminal investigation. The alleged assailant was charged with murder, so the police are understandably being very careful to make sure that investigation isn't compromised.
If I could just ask you too, what do you want Chicago, what do you want people to remember about your son?
Either one of you.
What I would want my son's life to be remembered is that it doesn't end here. Daniel and I, his mom, our family, we've talked about that in the future we're going to start a foundation, Dan's Foundation, or whatever we call it, and continue the good work that we as a family have done over the years in going down to Wecker Drive and feeding the homeless, going out to senior citizen homes and giving the seniors a good time and bringing them entertainment and food. So that's what we would like to get out of this, is in the future start a foundation in Daniel's name and let his legacy continue.
Señora, si nos puede hablar también.
Sí.
También si nos dice como madre cómo se siente con esta demanda civil.
Yo siento que es algo necesario para justicia, para la muerte de nuestro hijo. No nomás lo hacemos para nosotros, pero para todas las madres que han, especialmente en Chicago, que han perdido un hijo o una hija. Es una cosa muy difícil que no puedo hallar palabras para describir cómo nos sentimos ahorita, pero yo lo hago por la justicia, aunque nosotros sabemos que Daniel está en el cielo. Tenemos que seguir adelante para tener justicia para mi hijo. Y no voy a parar. Yo voy a ir a cada vez que este hombre que mató a mi hijo, cada vez que él está en corte, yo también voy a estar en corte. Como su madre, como es marinero, yo también soy madre de un marinero. Las madres de los marineros, los que están en el servicio, somos bien fuertes. Yo no voy a parar ningún momento hasta que nosotros tengamos justicia para nuestro hijo.
Yes.
Along the same lines, there was a friend, Mr. Martinez. What the police have spoken to him, presumably. Have you got any information from the friend, what he might have seen or heard?
Yeah, we're investigating it as well, and aren't going to get into specific things that we've talked to with people. We are aware that what's been reported, that he did have a friend with him.
And I'm sorry, did you already file the suit, or are you waiting, and how long will you wait, or do you know?
We're required to wait at the moment because Daniel's estate needs to be finalized, where someone becomes the personal representative of the estate, and there just hasn't been time to do that. But as soon as that's done, we plan on filing that.
So it's going to be where will it be?
Suffolk County Superior Court in Boston.
Okay.
Have you been in touch with anybody at the bar? Are they willing to cooperate? Have they told you that?
We've not been in contact with anyone at the bar.
Oh, and are they open currently? Are they allowed to open?
It's our understanding they've lost their entertainment license, which allows them to have things like live music and a DJ. We have not seen anything reported that they've lost their liquor license.
We have a question from Will Catcher.
Will, you're from Mass Live. Will?
Hi, thank you for your time today. Could the family please speak to Daniel's military experience? What made him want to enlist and serve his country?
Do you want to do that? Yeah.
I think it's something he was always interested. His senior year of high school, he went to the recruiter station every Wednesday and trained for boot camp, and that's something he was always interested in. So by the time he left for boot camp, we were sad, but we knew that's what he wanted, and that's what he would get done. So
He loved this country.
and he loved his country, right? So that's something he always wanted to do, and that's what he did.
So
¿Me
you're
puedes decir en
Matthew?
español?
Yes. No.
¿Alguien puede decir eso en español?
¿Cómo fue su servicio?
Sí, la pregunta fue que cómo fue que Daniel entró al servicio, y era porque desde muy pequeño él estaba interesado en lo que era el servicio militar. Cuando eran niños, yo los involucraba en un club de soldaditos donde les dábamos entrenamiento de cómo a sobrevivir afuera y cómo hacer lumbre y todo eso. Y desde muy chiquitos, allá adentro hay una foto cuando él y su hermano Mateo están vestidos como soldaditos hasta la edad como de 6 años. So, él se interesó mucho en eso también porque él amaba este país. Este país nos ha dado mucho y él amaba este país y por eso quiso ir a servirle a su país.
Sir, if I could ask you, I understand that you talked about your son in a question that you answered in Spanish, just about the kind of person he was. Could you repeat that in English?
Sure. The question was, how was Daniel interested in the military, or why did he join the Marines? And as a very young child, Matthew, all my boys, we had them enrolled in a club called Baptist Boys Battalion through their school, and we would give them training, everything from tying knots, starting fires. So in the other room, you'll see a picture of him and Matthew dressed as soldiers at a very young age of 5 or 6 years old. So when Dan's interest got sparked more to join the Marines was through the high school recruiter. And he also did it because he loved this country. This country, even with its imperfections, have been very good to our family and to all the generations that have come before us and will continue after us.
Do you know what his plans were? I understand that he left the Marine Corps a little less than a year ago. Do you know what his plans
Absolutely. His plans currently, we had already gone to see houses. He was going to buy a house for him and his brothers to move in together. And then he was contemplating film school, enrolling in Columbia University possibly this fall. But that's where his plans. He liked photography and movie production.
What neighborhood were we talking about for the house?
The house he was set on, he wanted something in Berwyn.
And to add to that, I dropped him off at the airport, and on our way there, one of our last conversations, he had just shown me another more lists of houses that his realtor had sent him, and I told him we'll take a look when he gets back. So that's what we were planning on doing, buying that house, and that's where his plans were.
Brandon in Boston at WVB-TV has a question. Brandon, go ahead.
Hi, I'm hoping you can hear me, and thank you for doing this. I was just curious if you could speak more to how much you're in contact with the district attorney's office here and investigators. Do you feel like they're doing enough? Are you getting some of the answers through them that you're looking for?
We haven't had a lot of contact with the district attorney's office. We like to stay hands off and let them do their job. We think they are doing everything they should be doing. From everything we've seen, read, talked to with the family, they're doing a fantastic job. They were incredibly accommodating to the family when they were out in Boston. This is obviously at a very early stage with respect to charging, but we have no issues whatsoever with what the Suffolk County District Attorney's done.
And that was part of my follow-up. I didn't know if the family had plans to come, but it sounds like that they have visited Boston. Is that what I just heard?
Yeah, the family is ready to give any support that the district attorney needs in prosecuting the case. Manny has already been out there immediately after the incident happened, and they'll continue to give the district attorney's office support.
Nobody's asking. Losing a child under any circumstances is horrific. How much more horrific is it under these circumstances? Obviously, when he was in the military, that was always a possibility, but in the Marines. But how much more difficult is it under these types of
I don't think there's levels of difficulty. It is what it is. When you lose a loved one, whether it be a child, a parent, it's difficult. It's human nature. That loss of separation, that you're never going to see them again here on this earth. That's where our faith comes in, and we have great faith. We believe in the Bible, we believe in God, and we believe that one day we're going to be reunited with Daniel, and he's up there in heaven with our loved ones that have already passed on before us. So that's our consolation. But no, there is no different levels of difficulty. Every loss is difficult, and I know because I've been in this funeral industry for over 30 years, and it never gets easy, no matter what.
Hang on 1 second, we have one other question. I think that might come.
Hi there. Also, what do you need as far as access to the videos or information from the Sons of Boston to get the answers that you actually need?
Well, as far as getting answers from the Sons of Boston, that's why we're filing the lawsuit, because we're going to be requesting things from them that they're going to be required to turn over in the process of civil discovery. And it's incredibly important for us now to get a jump on this, because make no mistake, over the next 6, 12, 18 months, the Sons of Boston, their insurance company, they'll be investigating what happened. So we need to be on equal footing with them and be able to investigate it ourselves.
In those other incidents, was anybody arrested at the bar that you spoke of? You said that there was another altercation with a patron and then also with the police. Was anybody arrested in those? Do you know?
I don't know.
Any final questions? I think we've had a couple of requests. If you guys could just say and spell your names for anyone who has spoken so far, that would be helpful to all of the media here and the folks who are listening in from Boston. Tom, you want to start?
Yeah, my name's Tom Flaws. It's F like Frank, L-A-W-S.
Manuel Martinez, M-A-N-U-E-L, Martinez, M-A-R-T-I-N-E-Z. I'm also known by my friends as Manny.
Matthew Martinez, M-A-T-T-H-E-W, and then Martinez, M-A-R-T-I-N-E-Z.
I am Apollonia Martinez, APOLONIA
And Apollonia, we just identify, like, for Michaela and Luke and David too, just let them know their
Yes.
names as well.
David Martinez, DAVID MARTINEZ.
Luke Martinez, LUKE
Michaela Martinez, MICAELA MARTINEZ.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.